Hi everyone, and welcome. It's a cool and bracing day here at Messina Hof. We're bottling a lovely wine, the 2011 Moscato from Larry Young's vineyard, and I can tell you it is scrumptious. This afternoon, we're going to talk about some sparkling wine because it's a very festive time of the year. Great time for sparkling wine, but in my opinion, sparkling wine is good all year long. Unfortunately, not enough people believe that. I believe it. There's nothing like taking a minor, joyful day in the family and turning it into a big and important one. We just had a real big day at the Bonarrigo home. We found out that Sophia Marie is going to have a brother or sister. So this will be our second grandchild. So now we're going to have to come out with another wine to celebrate the birth of our second grandbaby. So now we're going to enjoy this lovely bottle of Brut. I wanted to show you something today. I've got two glasses. One is a champagne flute, and the other one is our regular large tasting glass. And I want you to see the difference in pouring it in the wrong kind of glass and how it changes the impact of the wine. Again, let's remember how to open up a sparkling wine. First of all, your thumb goes on the top. You don't want a premature explosion, so to speak. And then we just remove the hood. And then we take the bottle, hold it with one hand, and take our palm and put it on the top, and then just start releasing it, and it starts to lift. See, and you do that without a big mess all over the place. And notice the cork. These corks are made in such a way that the density of the cork at the neck is much denser than the density at the end. So as soon as the pressure is released, the less dense cork expands and it looks like a mushroom. And the problem is you can't put it back in the bottle. So you have two choices. You could use a VacuSave. When you use the VacuSave, you put the VacuSave on the top. And the thing you don't want to do when you use a VacuSave, and a lot of people tell you don't use a VacuSave on sparkling wine, which is also a mistake. Because what you can do is when you pump, you just pump slightly, because if you continue pumping, you suck all the CO2 out of the bottle. So I think with judicious pumping, you'll notice that it does a very nice job of sealing without evacuating all the lovely bubbles. Now let's take a look. You always pour a bottle on its side. Never pour down the shaft, because what you want to have is a lovely amount of sparkling with a little bit of foam. If you pour straight down the shaft, you wind up getting a lot of foam and you don't get the right amount of wine in the glass. You wind up pouring a half of a glass of sparkling wine that way. And then look what happens when you pour it in a big glass. You just get foam, just a whole bunch of foam, and not too attractive. So it's not, this is what you should look like, and this is what you don't want it to look like. So this is the way, because what you're looking for is just a small, effervescent head. We call that the mousse. You don't want just a whole bunch of foam coming out of the... And when we do this, I can tell you that the release of the CO2 gas will be much greater here, and it will not effervesce as long as here, because this was done gently so that the bubbles just escape slowly, and you wind up effervescing for 10, 15, 20 minutes, whereas here, it's hard for you to see, but already most of the bubbles are gone. This will be a flat wine in about 5 to 10 minutes. So, salud. And may 2012 be a prosperous year to everyone. I can tell you a sparkling wine makes a common day seem like a celebration. So enjoy. I'm going to leave these two to the side. And I just wanted to remind everybody it's not too late to sign up for our New Year's Eve celebration. It's called 007. It is, the theme is Casino Royale. I have a very exquisite sequined outfit that I'll be wearing. And thank God we have these parties, because where can you wear a sequin outfit in public? You know, it's not too easy. Anyway, I've got that, and I've got a lovely ascot that I'll be wearing. It's very, very European, and it'll be a lot of fun to do that. Also, in January 20th and 21st is our Vinclusive event, where in one day you get to know everything that's in my brain. You get to learn about growing grapes, making wine, drinking wine, eating fabulous food with the chef, and it's a great time. You stay in the villa with other winos there and really enjoy yourselves. It's only for 11 couples actually, so it's very, very exclusive, and I hope to see you on January 20th and 21st. That's just before my trip to Perugia, Italy. And then I want to remind everybody about the wine club. You know, we're going to be producing even greater wines in 2012, and it's nice to be able to receive 3 bottles of wine every quarter. Sometimes you can get 6, you can get 12, but it's shipped right to your door at a very inexpensive price, and these wines are only available here at the winery. Now we're going to go to our second wine, which in my opinion is the nicest Gewurztraminer we have ever made here. It is the 2010 Gewurztraminer. Remember, Gewurztraminer means spicy grape. So we take the waiter's cork puller, we put it in the glass. Remember, always bury the screw, and then you lift with the first ratchet, and then you pull with the second ratchet. And for those interesting little observers of Messina Hof, you're going to find that in 2012, all of our corks are different. And I'm not going to tell you how they're different. I want one of you to email me and tell me what is different about our corks. And the first person who sends me an email and asks me to tell them, or they're going to tell me about the new corks, they get a bottle of the Private Reserve Cabernet Franc. So the first person who sends me an email and tells me what's different about the Messina Hof corks that we're using will get a bottle of Private Reserve Cabernet Franc 2009, which won the highest award in its category at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Now remember, what kind of a bottle is this? I love the shape of this bottle, and it's called a German Hock. And the reason why it's called the German Hock is because there actually is another kind of Hock. There's a California Hock. But a California Hock is the same height as this champagne bottle, and it's got this slender neck, but it's a little fatter down here. The German Hock is longer and more slender, and it's a more graceful looking bottle. So I like to use it instead. And it's a Star Messina German Hock. Smell it? Oh, God, it smells so wonderful. This wine is perfect with any kind of spicy food. I'm talking fettuccine, I'm talking some pasta carbonara. When we go to Rome on the 25th of January, that's my first meal that we have. I always love the carbonara in Rome. That's where carbonara was, it originated. And that bacon, you can put bacon on anything and it's wonderful. Here at the wine bar, we do chocolate bacon, and my God, it's unbelievable. It's the perfect wine. I mean, it's got a hint of sweet, it's spicy, it's aromatic, it's low alcohol, about 11.5 alcohol. It's just a perfect wine. I'm so proud of it, and 2010 was an amazing year. Now we're going to go to the next wine, which is my absolute favorite red wine for everyday drinking. You know, my Paulos and my Star of Texases occupy my very special days. But this is a wonderful wine to have every day of the week. You know, have 2 glasses of it, and it's amazing. Now, don't forget, use your Venturi. Give that a little aeration. Look at the color on that wine. It's purple. It's beautiful. You know, the one thing I love about winemaking is not only is it creative, but then you get to drink it. You know, it's you know, like how many artists, you know, you paint a picture and you have to look at it. You can't eat it, you know. Whereas here you can just look at it, admire it, smell it, and then taste it. And it's just a joy. Wow. You know, people ask me, what's the difference between the private reserve Cab Franc and the single vineyard Cab Franc? And the biggest difference is the fact that 95% of the grapes in the single vineyard come from cedar crest, whereas in this wine, 75% of the grapes came from that vineyard, and 25% came from the high plains of Texas. So it's a little different in its blend, and it's just absolutely delightful. Now, our last wine is another one in a beautiful German Hock, and it's a wine that I am so happy with. It's a wine that was kind of developed by the French. It's a style. It's called Mistella, and what happens with this wine is we take the beautiful juice of Muscat Canelli coming from Larry Young's vineyard, and we pour that straight down. I want to let that just explode with aroma. And then after about 4 days of fermentation, I add a precise amount of brandy, and it stops the fermentation because the yeast become intoxicatedly drunk and they can't function anymore. So now we smell this. Oh, I mean, this smells like I'm walking through the vineyard and I can smell all the luscious berries on the cluster. Oh, it is so amazing the way the aroma just is preserved, because it only fermented for 4 days, so all of that aroma is trapped into this beautiful bouquet. Wow! Now, I did want to remind everybody that on January the 15th, we're going to be doing our next broadcast. And I promise you this year, I am not going to moonwalk. I am not going to do that, because last year I moonwalked and resulted in 2 knee surgeries. I am not going to do that again. I have sworn off moonwalking. And I'm looking forward to having 2 nice knees for the year. So, on behalf of everyone here at Messina Hof, I want to propose a toast. First of all, to our new grandchild out there, we look forward to seeing you in July. To all of our friends at Messina Hof, we look forward to seeing you here at Messina Hof in Bryan, or in our beautiful new winery in Fredericksburg, Texas. We look forward to seeing you guys at New Year's Eve, and be careful and drive safe. God bless you all. Salud.